Alright guys, so grab your popcorn, your Doritos, your chips, anything and everything, man, because this one is a hell of an entertaining match that I had recently on the TCGO. Oh my goodness. So this is like my new deck that I just created recently. I have like the Hydreigon, Zekrom thing going on here. I actually came across a foolish offer. I mean, oh my goodness. This guy was giving out a Hydreigon and a Shiftry. I just had to take a picture of that and post it on Facebook. The link will be down there in the description. That is crazy. One pack for like a Hydreigon, a Shiftry, some other stuff, man. That was crazy. I saw that offer, man. I took that offer so fast. Man, why am I shuffling my cards like 3 times in a row, man? Like, I have like about 15 basic Pokemon. There we go. Jeez. Only get one Deano though. That's not like really wanting the front row. Kind of want like a Cleffa or something like that, or maybe a Zekrom itself. I could get damage counters on that. So, oh god, I gotta get something going on here. But luckily for me, I have 2 collectors. I don't necessarily want to play the engineer's adjustments yet and get stuff to my graveyard. So I gotta have like the electrics. And then bring it back and attach them to one of my bench Pokemon. I don't necessarily want to do that yet before I get set up in the back row. So, I play Collector first hand in order to get 3 basic Pokemon. And I'll also dwindle the amount of basic Pokemon and or Pokemon in general that might potentially draw out with the Engineer's adjustments. Hence why I'm not even attaching this electric energy onto any kind of Pokemon at all. I'm just going to set up the back row here. He's going to take his time. Go ahead, attach a fire energy onto his Tepig. Inflict 10 damage. I have a Professor Juniper, which is nice. Also, if I don't have anything like in my hand and stuff like that, I can like discard the stuff that I have in my hand, barring the energies as well. Draw into I think I drew into like a rare candy and three energies here. I'm gonna decide to attach 1 electric energy instead of the DCE because I kind of want to save the DCEs, which is the double colorless energies for those who don't know. For Hydreigon, potentially I do have a rare candy in my hand, so I could probably just draw it into a Hydreigon. I only have 2 then, but you know the probability of me drawing into a Hydreigon is kind of slim. But I am kind of anticipating it, you know. So he's gonna attach another fire energy onto the Tepig, inflict 20 damage onto Deano. I'm looking like, okay, I want to save this guy for later on, son. So I'm just gonna play Pokemon Collector again. Draw into 3 cards. I think I'm gonna get a Zekrom EX, another Zekrom, and I think a Tyamo. I think so. So I think that's what I'm gonna get here. So I can get not 1 but maybe 2 energies here. Since I'm gonna be constantly discarding my electric energies, I'm gonna need some kind of resource in order to get them back. You know, so I have the Zekrom EX, and it's good that I saved my DC for later on because I can attach it right now to Zekrom EX. If worse comes to worse, if he plays catch or something like that, I don't necessarily see a reason for him to do so because he's not necessarily set up as of yet. I can attach the electric energy that I have in my hand onto the Zekrom EX. So he's gonna play the switch, right? Go into his Cleffa. I guess he doesn't necessarily have anything. I guess he was just waiting for that. Not necessarily wanting to discard any fire energies in order to switch out to the Cleffa. I can understand that. So he wakes up, shuffles out his hand, and draw it to a plus power and the electric energy I have still in my hand. Gonna play the engineer's adjustments. Hope I get like a Hydreigon or something like that. I could get something going on here, inflict some damage onto the Tepigs as well as kill the Cleffa since it's exposed at the moment. Draw into absolutely nothing, man. Dang, what's going on? So, oh my gosh, I'm looking at my options. I'm like, what can I hurt? I can't hurt anything. I don't even have any energies attached to my active Pokemon at the moment. I have damage counters on it all over the place. So I have no choice but to end my turn in reluctance. So it's like crazy, man. He's gonna play another collector, which scares the fuck out of me, seriously, because look at what he draws. Holy shit. We got Reshiram EX and we got 2 Victinis, which means that the Victinis act as the Fliptinis, where the last attack that Reshiram EX has the potential to inflict 50 damage onto it. With 2 Victinis on the backfield, he's not going to be able to inflict any damage onto him and inflict like 150 damage to me, man. Plus he has the Cleffa on the field. Nah, son, I gotta do something real quick, man. Scary. Holy shit. So we have another DC, right? I'm gonna attach that to the Deano in the back row. I'm contemplating and thinking that the Deano that I have in the front row is not gonna survive anything. I don't necessarily want to discard my rare candy, so I was just hoping that I get like a Professor Oak, which is great. I do. Shuffle out my hand. I get a electric, which is nice. I can start attaching energies onto my back row Pokemon to get an Eval Light. And by the way, the Eval Light glitch, I believe, from my understanding, is fixed. So I did take it out initially because of the glitch. It's not necessarily a fair advantage or something like that, but I think they did fix it because when I was doing damage calculations and stuff like that, it was just dwindling down 20%. 20 damage that an attack will potentially inflict onto the Pokemon holding the Eval Light. So I have the Eval Light there. I have a Professor Juniper, which is awesome. Discard the crappy ass hand that I have in my hand. I'm just looking at my graveyard, see if I can use anything in my hand for like junk arm or whatever like that. I could probably discard the other junk arm and get something like you know, switch or something like that. Get something going on here. Drawn to another Zekrom here, and I have like a lot of Zekroms in this deck, so it's not necessarily needed that I have to keep this Zekrom. I need more options, so I'm just gonna discard everything I have in my hand. Drawn to another Zekrom. Hell, I was just talking about you, dude. And a switch, a plus power. Oh my goodness, what the hell are my Hydreigons? I hope they're not in the, I hope both of them are not in the prize zones. So I got a switch here. I got two switches actually, a plus power, nothing going on here. He's gonna wake up, which scares the hell out of me because he could just like switch out or whatever like that, inflict some major mega damage onto Deano. Claim his first prize. I'm going to be at a standstill, but I don't necessarily think that he wants to inflict any damage onto the Zekrom EX right away. Oh, I guess I spoke too soon. So he plays Catcher, right? Switches into the Zekrom EX and then plays Pignite. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. So first of all, he's just going to inflict some more damage to dwindle down the amount of HP that I have, since Zekrom EX and Reshiram EX both have 180 HP. Excuse me there. Right? They both have 180 HP. So what he's going to do, he's going to inflict some damage onto me so that the Brave Fire coming from the Reshiram EX will be enough to finish me off, and he claims 2 prizes. I'm not going to necessarily have any of that, but I didn't necessarily think right away. I'm thinking I could probably finish this thing off right away and then deal with the Reshiram EX, but it would be kind of tedious to have to to have to attach 2 energies onto the Zekrom in order to inflict the 150 base power attack that I could, you know, potentially do onto other opponents. So I'm just gonna inflict the first attack, which unfortunately for me, I don't get like the head, so I'm not able to inflict 80 damage. I inflict 50, and then he draws another card. I'm contemplating all my options here. I'm looking at Fliptini, looking at Reshiram EX, scared as fuck, man. Like, I gotta do something real quick. So he inflicts 30 damage to me, and I decide it's not necessarily too smart for me to stay in with the Zekrom EX. If anything, I can accumulate damage counters on the Zekrom that I have currently on my bench, so that when I draw into another electric energy, the outrage damage potential would do more. But I wasn't necessarily thinking of that right away. I'm like, should I attack it again? No, he's just going to come in and do Brave Fire. He has like 3 energies on him right now. You know, I just decided to play the switch. Whatever, man. Use your head, Kashif. I'm just, you know what? Come on. You know, like, it's like when you see a dog, right? A dog's barking at you, is obviously about to bite the living fuck out of you, right? The good thing, the smart thing would be to walk away slowly and or run if you see some shelter. But no, it's like one of those things where you're like frozen in fear. I don't know what the hell to do. So this is kind of like that moment here. The obvious thing for me to do was to switch earlier on, 1 turn away, and then I didn't do that because I was just hella scared of that that Reshiram there that he has there. He plays Pokemon Catcher, and now I see his ideology here. It becomes so clear to me. It's just gonna inflict more damage. Thankfully, he's not inflicting 50 damage that he would normally do if I didn't have the Evalite. I'm looking at the Reshiram EX again. He has like 3 energies onto it, so that's more than enough to inflict damage onto me. Barring next turn if he has another fire energy in his hand to attach onto the Reshiram EX. Switch out to Zekrom again. I'm thinking like, okay, I'm probably safe now. He played a catcher already, things like that. So I'm probably, you know, I'm alright. I'm alright until he plays this Junk Arm. So I'm like, okay, alright, I see what you're doing. You want to discard all that, and then afterwards get your catcher, right? But what I don't understand is, like I was saying before, why do opponents discard Pokemon Collector to do that? If you don't necessarily want to play another supporter for that turn, I don't understand that. Play Collector, discard the 2 Pokemon that you would, you know, you don't have any use for or anything like that. Get 3 Pokemon and discard 2 that you're not going to use, and then use those 2 for the requirement for Junk Arm. So you have like 2 cards in your hand, and you thin out your deck by 3 useless cards. Come on, man, think. Anyway, I'm just going to play this now, switch, but not before I attach another energy onto the Zekrom, because I was smart enough to discard an electric energy from my hand. And now I can attach it to Zekrom, and switch it out, and now I can do some damage output to this Pignite, which is nice, because I don't necessarily want to do the plus power or anything like that. I don't even think plus power will finish it off, but save my plus power, and then plus my outrage damage potential would do a little bit more, because I have 50 damage onto this thing now, do 80, you know what I'm saying? So I could probably catcher out to the Reshiram EXs, which is what I believe I do, in order to inflict 80 damage onto it, and then I could just come in with the Zekrom EX and then finish off the Reshiram EX there, and he'll be looking at a big threat. So that's exactly what I do. Right, I'm just gonna play the plus power now, inflict 80 here. which isn't really necessary, but you know, I just kind of wanted to give him the notion that I'm just relying on Zekrom entirely, which is not necessarily true because I have like the Zekrom EX in the back row. So he takes out my Zekrom, right, and then he claims his first prize, which I believe so. And then now it's my turn. I could come in with the Zekrom EX, revenge kill it, and then claim 2 prizes, being that whenever you kill an EX Pokemon, you get 2 prizes, which is nice. I hope I get like a something with like draw power. Not to mention that because my Zekrom bit the dust, I have more access to electric energies onto it. So I can attach 1 electric energy onto the Deanno, anticipating this Hydreigon still, you know. And I played the Zekrom that I have in my hand from like 400 turns ago, and then attach another electric energy onto it. I'm just gonna decide to obliterate the living fuck out of that that Reshiram EX, man. Oh my goodness, get out of here, son. What you doing, son? I just hope this guy does not have like an Emboar in his hand or something like that. And oh, goodness God. So he does the smart thing, plays Cleffa, free retreat cost, and I guess he's gonna decide what options he has here left over. Plays a Fisherman, gets access to 4 fire energies, which is great for him. Plays a DCE on a Victini. I'm thinking that he might probably play a probably setting up the Victini for when he gets a Reshiram EX, at which then the stored power would transfer all the energies that Victini has onto the Reshiram EX, being that he only needs 1 Fliptini in order to do his attack, where he doesn't necessarily inflict any damage from his own attack. You know, the Brave Fire, which is what I'm talking about, that does 150, and then afterwards, if you flip a coin, if you get heads, you don't inflict 50 damage onto yourself, but if you get tails, you do. So he only needs 1 Fliptini for that, which is what I'm saying. I have 50 damage onto me, so I can attach an electric energy, because I was quite sure, I know my deck pretty well, quite sure that I would draw into an electric energy, barring Professor Oak right there, and then now I could finish off this Pig Knight, which would have looked like before he would have been able to finish me off and claim 2 prizes for himself. So I'm contemplating, should I just like switch out into something, maybe Fliptini or something like that. Maybe I should have Fliptini die. That would be kind of pointless. Cleffa, there you go. I'm not necessarily too sure. I'm still contemplating the Hydreigon. I could take care of Cleffa in the back row if I draw into Hydreigon right away. He gets Victini, right? Does the store power, thinking that he could probably finish me off. Not quite. I'm hanging with a thin thread with 10 HP left over. Thinking about playing the catcher. I could play the catcher and then inflict damage onto the Reshiram EX again, which is what I believe I do. I'm just gonna attach a I'm just gonna evolve the center Deanno that I have into a how the hell do you pronounce that? Seriously. The pre-evolution to Hydreigon. Jesus Christ, okay. So I'm just gonna attach a DCE onto nothing right now because I have a Zekrom in my hand. I don't think that's necessarily smart to do so as of yet. I'll keep my options open here. I have an Engineer's Adjustments, which is funny, discard a DCE in order to draw 4 cards. Yeah, right. Okay, but I'm just gonna inflict some damage onto this thing, and I don't want to make it apparent that I have like the plus power as of yet because it's going to be a 2-hit kill in this case. 50 damage, and then afterwards I could come in, I believe, with the Zekrom, and then if worse comes to worse, use the Zekrom that I have in my back row, attach the DCD that I have in my hand onto it, and then use the plus power in order to finish it off with the Bolt Strike. So he takes out my Zekrom EX, gets 2 prizes. I'm just going to I guess I'll go ahead with the plan. I don't necessarily have a Cleffa to, like, you know, shuffle around my ideologies here, so that's kind of a bit of a shame here. But I'm just gonna use that to attach. I'm just gonna use electric to attach another electric energy onto the Deanno. I'm like, oh my gosh, Hydreigons better come really quick, man. Oh my god, the most devastating thing this guy can do is like catcher out to one of my Deannos or my Zueli, you know, and then like 1-hit KO it or something like that. So I'm just gonna attach the DCE, play the plus power, making it 130, which was enough in order to take out the Reshiram EX, being that 50 plus 130 is 180. So I get 2 prizes here, right? Pokemon Collector, and let's see what I get here. Professor Juniper, yes. So my hand is useless. God, he plays another Reshiram EX, scaring me setting up here. And if worst comes to worst, this guy will stay asleep, so he could set up a little bit more turns with the Reshiram EX that he has in his hand. Maybe he could have like a rare candy and then like a you know, an Emboar, so that he could attach all the fire energies that he has in his hand onto the Reshiram EX. Hella scary thought there. So Son, I better get Hydreigons. Come on, man. Just one, son, please. Please. So I'm just going to attach another electric energy onto the Zekrom that I just attached to the Valite 2, which is great. And then hope for the best. I'm just going to play Switch, contemplating. You know, I'm like, I have high hopes in the heart of the cards, man. Seriously, man. So I don't want to keep Zekrom in. Zekrom's not going to be able to inflict any damage onto it. If I discard the Switch that I have, hoping that I'll join into a Hydreigon, and I'll have no way of switching Hydreigon in to do damage potential or damage output or something like that, it'd be completely pointless. I draw into a Hydreigon, which is sexy. Not one, but two Oh my god, son. Oh my goodness. What is that, son? Oh my god. Wow. Wow. That is crazy ass luck right there, son. So I'm just going to attach electric energy onto the Zekrom, maybe enabling it to be able to do his outrage attack. Do the Berserker Blade, inflict 40 damage onto the Fliptini and the Fliptini, which is funny, both Fliptinis. I'm hella excited. Sorry, guys. And then what counts more is that I have the Hydreigon there in the back row. Even if he plays like catch or something like that, I do have a switch in my hand. So this is a really good game at this moment. So holy shit, that was crazy. Viewers, do not forget to rate, comment, subscribe. That was nuts. Crazy. Yeah, insert random nerdgasm comment here, something like, you know, to get arrows in the knee or some other corny overused shit like that. But that was crazy, ladies and gentlemen. So to add insult to injury, the Cleffa wakes up able to take out 3 Pokemon at once. Yes, you ain't messing with me, son. Yo, we HM1 people up in here, son. Yeah. Peace, guys. Have fun.